Yeah, I mean, I would have also done for free. I have so many of them.
It's okay, it's like
we are
3k. It's okay, it's like...
Yeah. We are queued in. Please use your pure senses, pop the actions you are required to take, use your re-raiser, and then go to the cache and refill it. We will not be touching the glowy pads yet, because those take you down to the first encounter and then you can't come back. So you need to make sure that your holster and your pre-pop actions are all sorted out before you touch the glowy pad. Also, Nymue, I might bully you a little bit. Oh, I have an echo somewhere. Nymue, just to check on your party's pure senses and stuff, if you don't mind. Since I know you. And I feel less bad about bullying people I know. Also, if you have 2 tanks in your party, one of them can leave behind Ether Shield. Oh well, cannot have Ether Shield active. It is always advantageous to have one in holster. But at least one of you will need to have Ether Shield active from Queen's Guard onwards. Also, as a healer, make sure that you have the right one of Steel Sting and Spellforge, or both if you are solo healing. Actually, I should have asked, Ideally and Tiny Beam, are either of you newbies? Just because you're the only healers in your parties, and if you're uncomfortable with staying alive in DRS, that might be a bit risky. Alright, I mean, since you already bring both, I assume that means you also have some experience in DRS.
Oh, what are the markers A, B, C, and D for?
I'm gonna get to that. For now, we're just checking that everyone has the pure senses, but they basically tell you where to go, because parties A, B, and C will jump on the west side, and parties G, E, and F will jump on the eastern side.
Okay.
And there's only a D marker, because there's no E and F markers.
So I'm not used to how EU lines up.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. That's normal. Alright, for those parties that have party leads, you can do ready checks. If you've sorted out your holster, say yes. If not, you can hold on a second. Also, thank you for doing the pure essence count, Lorian. In parties C and D, if any of you can do a ready check, that would be nice. And just for context, party C is the one with Frey, Subaru, ideally Lycius, Sup, Yuki, and Jesrian. That's party C. So if any one of those could do C and say C ready, that would be great. And the one party with Nymue is party D. You were for Avowed, William. Alright, we have A, B, C ready. There was E, D. Was there an F ready? Yes, there was. Alright, everyone is ready. This means parties A, B, and C, you will stay in this voice chat and we are jumping on the western glowing pad. Parties D, E, and F, you're going one voice chat below to get Golan explanations. And you jump on the east side. See you all soon.
Yeah, party C and F, get out of here.
Alright, you can jump. As a quick warning for Chache, I will not... Oh, well, actually, I will be assigning according to the sheet.
That sounds good. Let's go.
So, on late night, we normally assign all responsibilities based on which party you joined, which I will be continuing here mostly. This means the two tanks in Party C are going to be our room tanks for rooms 3 and 4. I will mark you guys. Yes. Have both of you done this before or not?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Alright, then the second one. Alright.
I haven't done it before, but I have watched a guide on it.
Alright, I mean, it might still be different anyway. And then I will need one tank from Party A. Actually, we need to assign this differently. Can I ask you to swap with me, Subaru? So you take room 1, and I take room 3, because I will need to be percepting, and that means I will not be done in time to take room 1. I will need one tank in Party A to cover the 2 room. As you may already have figured out, there is 4 rooms in front of us, and each of them has one tank assigned to them. The position of the room corresponds to where you're standing right now. So, now that we got our tanks sorted out, what are we actually trying to do here? Well, on slime side, there is periodically going to be green slimes spawning in the middle of the corridor. These slimes merge when they come into contact, and that's what we want to happen. Inside each of the 4 rooms you see in front of us, there's going to be one green pad in the middle. We need the green slimes to stand on the green pad, and then we want to make them grow bigger and bigger, and when they are really big, they will explode. If all 4 slimes explode on the pads at the same time, we've cleared the encounter, so that's what we want to happen overall. To make that happen, there's a lot of different steps that require quite a bit of coordination, and that's what I will explain. So, the first wave of green slimes that spawns will go to Subaru, who will just go to the middle, AoE once, and then go to the room. After he's in the room, he does not want to move away from the pad. He just wants to make sure that the slimes are all standing on the pad, and not move them away from there. The same goes for Linz, who is taking the second wave, I myself will take the third wave, and Frey is taking the fourth wave. After we've done that, we of course need more slimes. For these slimes, we have a healer assigned to each of us who will feed them to us. These healers are gonna be... oh, there's one missing in Party C. Well, ideally, if you could be Subaru's healer. For Linz, either Cheche or Ton can do it. Then Billy, if you could do it for my room. And Cheche, can you do it for room 4? Yes, thank you. So it's gonna be your job to first keep your tank alive, and then, after every tank has gotten a wave of slimes, you also feed them slimes until they are at 4 stacks. Each time a slime merges, they will get another stack, and you will see this on a debuff. You will know that it's at 4 stacks after the healer has fed 2 slimes to the tank. Then, after they're at 4 stacks, that means the next slime they eat will make them explode. This needs to be coordinated, so here I will be saying something like, healers, prepare the last slime. When I say this, that means that you as a healer will grab one more slime from the middle, go to a corner in the room that you are feeding to, and then I will do a short countdown of 3, 2, 1, pull, which is when all the slimes will be pulled simultaneously, so that they all merge at the same time. To make them merge consistently, it's good to know that they need to stand inside each other on the pad. So for that, it's easiest if you have the healer stand kind of close to the door, and the tank is just standing behind the pad, and they will always stand inside each other on the pad. After they have merged and start exploding, we all want to run away, because of course this explosion would kill us, and we are all gonna run to the far north to, let me put it into yell chat, to this corner. Here. Alright. And that's the entirety of the green slime part. But because that is too easy, there's also going to be red slimes who are here to ruin our fun. Red slimes, when they merge, make big red killer slimes, which we really don't want. Red slimes also don't spawn in the corridor, but instead they spawn inside the rooms. For this, we have one ranged or caster assigned to each room who is tasked with hitting the slimes once, the red ones, and then taking them to the corridor. You want to take them here if you're in the southern rooms, and here if you're in the northern rooms. There will be people waiting there to kill them as soon as possible. So, as for the people assigned to these rooms to be red slime pullers, can I ask William to do it in room 1, Siri to do it in room 2, Sub to do it in room 3, and then I don't know, do we have any flex ranged? I don't think so. Then it's gonna be anyone who wants to do it can do it in room 4. Yes. Alright, Mentaiko. Alright. Then, everyone else who is not assigned to a room yet, please... Wait, let me just... you can stand here between the northern markers if you want to be at the northern end of the corridor, and you can stand here between the southern markers if you want to be on the southern end of the corridor. You're just gonna be waiting there and killing any red slimes and soldiers that spawn close to you. We're gonna see that it's an even-ish split, but that's all we need. Yes, this looks pretty fine. Overall, be careful with really big AoEs, because there's green slime spawning in the middle of the corridor constantly and you don't want to accidentally hit them. Because they are friendly as long as you don't aggro them. They will just chill in the middle and nothing happens, but as soon as you aggro them, they will start causing trouble. So stay away from the middle of the corridor. Also, I haven't said this yet, but there's gonna be 3 traps. 1 in the middle of the corridor, and then 2 in the rooms. You need to wait for these to be revealed. We will not be blowing them up. We will just be staying away from them. There is a trap in both southern rooms. So you know what's happening? I will first reveal the trap in the corridor, then the trap in the southwest room, and then the trap in the southeast room. Be careful if you're entering any of these rooms before they are trapped. You're gonna be safe if you're sticking exactly at the wall, but it's better to just wait a second until the traps are found. I think that's everything. We will do ready checks. And just anyone do it for C. Also, I forgot to say it, but if you have any questions... no, ideally. You basically just take it into the range of your tank, and your tank will always take them themselves. Also, I forgot to say this, but if you are the healer or the tank of any room, you can put it into yell chat when your room is ready. Just say something like room 1 ready, room 2 ready, room 3 ready, and so on. All traps south, basically. Southwest and southeast are trapped. Unless I didn't do a good job, which is perfectly possible. Let me double check. Nope, both traps are south. We're currently just waiting for Golem side to confirm their readiness, because they are of course also explaining. And we will go once they are done. Yes, so if you have a number over your head, it just means that you take the wave corresponding with a number. So as number 1, you just go to the middle, pick up 3 slimes, and then go to your room and stay there. Tank number 2 runs around freely until the second wave, then he picks up the second wave, goes to their room, and waits there, basically. Sorry for making you do this as a newbie as the first one, but you're gonna see. It's gonna work out. I'm starting the countdown. Also, if you are tanking inside the rooms, do not use AoEs, because then you might accidentally hit red slimes, and that's disastrous. So just single target inside the rooms. I'm gonna review the corridor trap first. Trap found. First wave is ready to be picked up. And red slimes have spawned. Take the red slimes outside of the rooms. Second wave has spawned. Tank number 2, pick up your slimes. Also make sure your tank stance is on if you're tanking slimes. Red slimes again. There's red slimes again. Alright, last wave has spawned. Last tank picks them up. Make sure to just kill everything that is in the corridors. Or well, at the edges of the corridors. Red slimes again. Healers, you can start feeding. If there's no slime left for you, don't worry, just wait for the next wave. You don't have to fight over slimes, they will come. Try to never be in the middle of the corridor. Red slimes again. You just want to pull a single slime with a ranged attack, and that's gonna be fine. Red slimes again. There's red slimes once again. Remember to keep feeding slimes to your tank until the slime is at 4 stacks. Room 3 needs 1 more green before we're ready. Red slimes again. Red slimes in the rooms again. Billy, if you can come just stand inside room 3, then everything's gonna be fine. Or actually, can someone take 1 green slime off Billy? That would be great. And someone interrupt that cast, if possible. Red slimes again. Alright, everyone heal, shield, and mitigate. Can the room number 2 tank come to room number 3, please? Just ignore, oh well, actually, no. Yeah, just make me slime, that's perfect. Stay there, tank number 2. And merge all those slimes again. Oh. No, the other room's also merging early.
Yeah, room 2 is merging too early, I think.
Okay, we can... Let's see if we can... Also build another slime for room 1. Mitigate again, there's gonna be a second explosion. We might be too slow, but we're... no, the other slime is also too big. Alright. Alright, we are wiping. This is because our slimes are rupturing too early, and the other rooms weren't ready yet. So, we will gather around the explosion trap in room 1. And once everyone is here, we will pick it up. Oh well, we will run into it, basically.
Wait, I want to
don't worry.
There we go. Now you guys can pop trap.
Yes. We will pop it. If you pop, just die to a big slime. Find anything to die to. We can go to the poison trap, it will also kill us, even though it's gonna be a bit more slow. Don't run away, we do need to die. We will need to re-instance. This means you will need another re-razor and another pure essence. Alright, we will pop the trap. Honestly though, that looked pretty good. From the red slime side, it was almost perfect. Oh well, it was. I didn't see any red slime issues, so it was perfect. And the green slime issue is gonna be sorted out soon enough.
Did you end up calling for the last stack or no?
I will call when to pull the last one. So I will say prepare the last slime, which means that the healer just wants to get the last slime in range of the tank. And then I will say 3, 2, 1, slimes pull, which is when we all merge the 5th slime, or well, the 5th stack at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I just didn't hear it if you called it last time.
No, I hadn't yet. It might take some time for everyone to be ready for that. So that's why I normally take my time with calling the countdown to pull. It's safest if you wait, I suppose, but there's no real risk in having it earlier. As long as the tank doesn't pick it up too early, it doesn't matter if you're being hit by the green slime the whole time. It's just for how long you will need to tank the green slime, basically. So if you want to, as soon as your room is at as soon as the slime in your room has 4 stacks, you can grab the last one and just chill in the corner. Yes, someone could join now, if they are quick about it. The PF is up currently. I will give them 1 minute. Red Bean, did you have someone who wanted to join? Just to confirm that I'm not waiting for nothing. Also, let me make the spot open to anything. There we go. So, was there someone, Red Bean? If you don't confirm, I will queue. But someone wanted to join. Alright, that chance is gone. We are queuing. And this time I didn't forget to take down the PF. Oh wait, actually, they might not be in this voice chat. Holy shit, that was dumb. Well, if someone says no. Yep, no one said no. Well, too bad. They would have been too late anyway. Once again, pop a Pure Sense, pop a Re-Raiser. We will double check that everyone has their Pure active, and then we will jump down on the same side that we went to before. Hopefully all of you who are jumping have their Pure Sense equipped, because if you are down there and you don't, you will get bonked.
All of C has their pure essence.
That's perfect. All of B does as well, so we are also good to jump. Yes. Alright, basically we want to do the same thing again. Just remember to be patient on the last feed. I'm just gonna quickly put this down again. And wait, I was gonna mark something for my healer. Alright. We don't need the markers over our heads, I think. So let's do ready checks. I will also confirm where the traps are this time. There's a trap southeast, there's one trap in the corridor, and there's gonna be one trap in the northern rooms. There is no trap southwest this time. Once again, this means be careful when you enter southeast, and be careful when you enter one of the northern rooms before I have trapped them. Also, just because I have the time, I am gonna mark people anyway. Yeah, if anyone in C can do a ready check. And confirm that you are ready.
C's ready.
Perfect. Off we go. Remember to turn on your tank stances if you are tanking something. Same assignments as before. Corridor trap found. Red slimes. Red slimes have spawned. If you're in the northern rooms, be careful. There are still traps. Red slime in the northern room. Wave number 2 can be picked up. You forgot. No, you didn't forget a slime. Perfect. All traps are found. All rooms are now safe. If you don't see a trap, there is none. Red slimes again. Last wave. Alright, Frey is picking them up. From the next wave on, our healers can start feeding. Red slimes have spawned. Red slimes have spawned. Alright, pick a slime from the middle. If you don't get one, there's gonna be one healer left behind. Just wait for the next wave and take one from there. Red slimes again. Red slimes again. Alright. Actually, there's one there. Red slimes again. Red slimes again. Billy, just as information, I picked an extra green slime, so I'm already at 4 stacks after this. Room 3 is ready. Red slimes again. There's red slimes again. Alright, all rooms are ready. Healers, prepare the last slime. Meaning, just grab one. Oh, you're fighting over one. Just pick another one. Alright, every room has its green slime prepared. Tanks, provoke in 3, 2, 1, go. Take your green slime, make sure they stand inside each other on the pad. We wait for them to merge, and then we're gonna run towards north. Ignore all green slimes, don't hit the trap. Alright, and we start running. We start running. It looks good. Don't hit the trap, that would be tragic. If we make this now, we were better than the weekly before us, guys. They got cursed. But it's looking good for us.
If you want to invoke people's like competitive spirit, you might want to do it like before we pull, not like after.
Yeah, maybe I should have said that, yeah. There's one big slime in the corridor, but we don't have to care. It will disappear once we clear the encounter, which we did. Perfect. I don't think we had any casualties. Speak up if you are dead. But no, doesn't look like it. So we take the pad. There's gonna be personal loot. Remember to click on your coffers. Welcome back. golem side. Also, everyone turn off your tank stances unless you want to main tank. Alright, I'm gonna put the next resources for this fight into the AnyProp chat and then I will start talking. There we go. Alright, if you want to main tank, do /random or /dice or whatever you want, and highest row gets to tank. As long as you're actually on the tank. I mean, okay. Opal still won. Because that was not a very competitive round. Alright, so. By the way, we will not be needing protects at all anymore, so if you have protect, you don't need to use it. You can go to the main tank if you really want to, but they are not going to take enough damage for it to matter. And that's really the only person taking physical damage. Also, I am going to reshuffle parties now. Nymue, oh well, Nessa and Tiny Bean. Neither of you are new, correct? As well as Rathais. Are you new? Speak up if you are new. Because you're gonna end up in our short stack party. Okay. Then Varthus, are you new?
Negative, Captain.
Alright. Then I would like to ask a few people to leave the party. Make sure you leave your party, not your instance. Because if you leave the instance, you're out of the run. So, Rathais, Katsu, Toshi, if you two would leave your party and put something in Yell chat. You're gonna be picked up by party B and C. Oh yeah, Nessa, I interpreted it the right way anyway. So I picked up Rathais and then Katsu Toshi. It's the party of party C. Whoever has it in the instance could pick up Katsu. Also wiggle a little bit. Let us know when you've been picked up, Katsu, so that I can start explaining and not worrying about someone being without a party. Alright, perfect. So, before I start explaining the boss, I'm gonna do a quick rundown of the actions. We've already talked about Rend, but basically it's a 30-second debuff on the boss that makes him take more damage. We have 2 of those assigned. First Rend goes first, and then second Rend goes after to have permanent uptime or close to it on all bosses. Then, if you are ranged, you are probably taking Dervish. This is just a party buff, use it whenever it is up. If you have 2 Dervish takers in your party, you can sort out which one does it first and who does it second. Then, if you are a caster, you are probably bringing Cure 4. This can be used to help with healing, however, the main purpose is to give a 1-minute buff to your whole team that makes them do more damage. So please press Cure 4 at least once a minute to make sure everyone has the buff. For our healers, most of you should have brought plenty of Lost Arise. We will be Lost Arising in combat. That means if any of you die, don't go AFK. Lost Arise does not ask for consent. You are just going to be raised, no matter if you want to be or not. So yeah, please don't go AFK if you die. And healers, if you feel safe and like you're not gonna die any moment, or like anyone is gonna die to a bleed or whatever, feel free to cast Lost Arise on anyone who is chilling on the ground. The rest of the actions are mostly DPS stuff, so just pop it whenever you are bursting. Oh, and yes, could Party D please invite Varthus back? Sorry, I said your name wrong. I put it wrong on the sheet.
Hi.
Varthus.
Fine. Yeah,
Alright.
I mistakenly dropped. Sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Also, Opal, I'm gonna give you the Danger Dorito, because that's what we normally use on EU to mark the main tank. And I myself, I'm gonna have the Square. which means where I am at is hopefully going to be safe in this fight. If you're lost, come to the circle. Alright, with that I will finally explain the fight. So, it's very much like normal mode, just a lot quicker. The first thing we're gonna see is cleaves, where he does 4 cleaves in short succession, and you need to stay on your toes to dodge them. The way we call it is according to the number markers, because you will need to dodge into the direction of the number markers to be safe from him. I will say something like 1, 2, 3, 4, which means you first want to start in the direction of 1, then go to 2, then in the direction of 3, and then 4, to make sure you dodge all the cleaves. If you know any other way of dodging this, feel free to do that. This is just the way we call it out. Each time after the cleaves, there's gonna be a flower to move away from, and an eye to look away from. I will hopefully be calling out where these are. It will always be on the numbers. So I will say something like look away from 3, move away from 2. After that, there's going to be a transition where we all need to be under the boss, or basically inside a hitbox. There's going to be various mechanics where you need to be in front or behind the barriers, so be ready for that. Then there might be chains, where we will wait for them to apply before we move apart to break them. There's Ravana dashes. This means the boss is going to dash across the arena in a clockwise or counterclockwise pattern. The first time he does this, it will end in a in front or behind barriers mechanic, so I'll just be calling out where we will end up, either in front or behind the barrier. And then the second time he does these Ravana dashes, it will be directly followed up by the cleaves. So there, while we are moving to dodge these Ravana dashes, I will be calling out something like 4, 2, 3, 1 once again to tell you where we are dodging the cleaves. Later on in the fight, we will get sand and tiles mechanics. There, I will be calling out which one is safe. If I say sand, you want to stand on sand. If I say tiles, you want to stand on tiles. Just so you're ready for it, there's gonna be the cleaves at the same time as sand and tiles at some point in the fight. For this, make sure that you are standing on the right side of the boss and on the right ground for the first dodge. Then it doesn't matter where you're moving in between. And then you need to be on the right kind of ground for the last dodge as well. So basically where you stand at the start and where you stand at the end of the dodges matters for the sand and tile stuff. Then one last thing I want to mention is that if we see it towards the end of the fight, the boss might spawn a clone here, or like on any cardinal, and he will do the cleaves here. This means I can't call the number markers to tell you where to go, because they are all in the middle. If this happens, I'll be using the letter markers as well. So I'll be saying something like 3, 4, C, and D to tell you which side to go to. It's not perfect, but it helps to be aware that it might happen. Hopefully, we're just gonna skip that mechanic. Alright, ready checks? Ask any questions you may have. Otherwise, we're gonna go. There's some things I didn't explain, which is just basic dodging. So for that, make sure that you stay close to the boss and behind him. That's generally a good spot to be. You'd never want to be really too far from the group. That's always a bad spot. Alright, we have A, B, C, D, E, and F ready. Opalt, when you want, start the countdown. Oh yeah, also, I have 300 ping, so hopefully my calls are gonna be on time. I should have given this warning before the run, but surely we are all gonna be fine.
You're connected to Discord from NA, you also have 150 ping on VC at minimum.
I have like 250, I saw earlier. It's gonna be interesting. The other bosses are slower. It's gonna be fine. Alright, off we go. We start out with a Raid Wide. And after that, we're gonna go into the slash phase. Alright, we start on 2. We start on 2. 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 4. Start on 2. Go to 3. 1 and 4. Look away from 3, move away from 4. move away from 4. Next up is gonna be a transition under the boss. Be inside a hitbox or in front or behind him if you can't make it into a hitbox. We're gonna get a tank buster. Stay away from the triangle. Do not be with the triangle. And next, there's another tank buster. Still don't be with the triangle. Next up, we are gonna get the chains. You will see things over your head. Wait until that disappears and then run apart. But wait for the thing over your head to disappear first. Wait. And run apart and run behind barriers. Run behind barriers. You need to be behind barriers. Behind. Back to the boss. We want to stay in the middle because next up is gonna be Ravana dashes. You can hold your burst. Alright, we start between 4 and 1, slightly towards 4. And we're gonna end up on A behind the barrier. And on A behind the barrier. A behind the barrier. Back to the boss. And first. We all want to stay stacked up on 1. Stay stacked up around 1. It's gonna be a line stack. And we want to stay stacked until we have orange AoE lines appear below us. And then, of course, we move out of them. After that, we're entering the sand and tiles phase. Dodge these and get ready for sand and tiles. Be on tiles. Everyone be on tiles.
Yes. So weird.
Next up is Earthshakers. If you have a big marker over your head, you want to be away from the party, on the opposite side of the arena from the party. Be on sand. Check for Earthshakers. Earthshakers away from the party, and spread out. Next, be on tiles. Earthshakers away from the party, opposite side. Dodge the lights. He's gonna do a plus-shaped AoE. Be on numbers. Numbers are safe. Be on numbers. Everyone to numbers. Be on numbers.
Ooh,
Alright, back to the boss. We're gonna get the next dashes, this time followed by the cleaves. While we are dodging the dashes, I'll be calling out where to go afterwards. We start between 2 and 1, slightly towards 2. And afterwards we are going to 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4. 2, 3, 1, 4. Start on 2. 3, 1, and 4. Look away from 1. Move away from 3. Alright, these are chains once again. Run apart to break them. If you have to go to Narnia, so be it. Just make sure to break them. Alright, nice. That's a great right. Next is going to be a tank buster. Stay away from the triangle. Alright, we're gonna get the cleats at the same time as sand and tiles now. We start on 3. 3, 4. 3, 4, 2, 1. Be on tiles. 3, 4, 2, 1. Tiles. 3. 4. 2. 1. Be on sand. 1 and sand. 1 and sand. Lastly, be on sand again. Be on sand once again. Look away from 2. Move away from 4. Get close to the boss. The next transition is be inside a hitbox once again. We're seeing the raid bite first, so you have plenty of time to come here. Yes, we will... no, we will not be holding for OB. We will just be just push it. I don't want to see the next mechanic. Be inside a hitbox, or in front or behind him.
It's very
If you
risky
can
to
skip
not
the next
overlap.
mechanic,
That'll
I
be good.
really don't want to see it. However, if you have OB ready, you can use it.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, we are getting move. We are going behind the barrier on 3. After that, we are going to 3, 4, 3, C, 4, 3C, 4D. 3, C. Oh, thank God we didn't see
Jesus
that.
Christ. That
Yeah,
was
sorry, that was
close.
shitty kill timing. Yeah, it was shitty kill timing. There's traps ahead. I think Himbo will, yes, reveal them for us. But the thing is, you would have to hold so much, and then you would probably lose 2 healers in a party, and that's always shitty. If you
Not
are
take the
right...
glowing pad.
Sorry? One trap is popped? Okay, please stay behind Himbo. Do not pop the traps. If you don't know what you're doing. If you're rising someone, step close to them, and just use your whole stack, and then someone else will take over. Alright, everyone is up. We are taking the turn to the right. The only one who's going ahead is gonna be Himbo, because that's a pad only one person can take to get to the 1v1 encounter. If he makes it through, which I believe he will get a massive damage up buff, which is, of course, appreciated for the later fights. Alright, this next boss is trash. That means he doesn't have an enrage, meaning you also don't have to use your actions here. Generally though, the holsters... okay, late night holsters are designed to account for this. I believe the holsters I stole from someone are also designed to account for this. So feel free to keep using your actions here. But if you're worried that you may run out, you don't have to pop them. Okay, well, since I think I stole the holsters Opal is using too, so that means they are suited to be used here. So yeah, just keep using your action. Oh, no, wait. Get out. No, we're not pulling. That was the 1v1 being pulled. Get out,
Sorry.
get out. We are just resetting this. No, don't worry. I should have warned you.
Like,
it will reset soon.
yeah, I was used to primal pulling and
Yo, I
something.
just pulled so much gauge for Daku. Thank you for the
Alright,
additional.
I did not know you were doing that. We don't have Marcus down, which is an issue. There we go, there we have Marcus.
Sorry, just bear in mind, this is a different host, so you want to listen to her, please. Thank you.
No, I mean, that's not that much different. Basically, this is just... there's gonna be lots of AoEs on the ground, make sure to dodge them. He's gonna dash twice at the start, which does not have an orange indicator, so if he's staring at you and you're not the main tank, get out of his face. Then, the one thing that's different from normal mode is that he's gonna mark 4 people with 1 to 4 dots. If you see that you have dots over your head, go to the corresponding marker. So if you have 1, go to 1, 2 goes to 2, and so on. And this will create a safe spot for us, where we can get knocked back to later. The rest of the fight is entirely callable, so we'll do ready checks. If you are in the duelist party, please step onto the 3 marker to show that you are ready. Over here. I think that's everyone from Opal's party. Yes. A, B, C, missing D currently. Oh, okay. Well, that was quick.
That's
I guess you can do a proper ready check now, and you can get a proper countdown.
Congrats on the first person, well, holy that shit.
Alright. Opal, you can start.
Shit.
The countdown. We do normally have countdowns here, we don't just insta-pull.
Actually, wait, why is Opal on an alt?
It's her on you.
Fair enough, I guess.
Uh-oh. You're going wandering, it seems. Keep dodging these round AoEs. There's gotta be more. Keep dodging. Keep dodging. Okay, get away from his face. Get away from where he's facing. He's gonna dash once again. Follow the second dash. Afterwards, it's gonna be a cone. Dodge the cone. And recenter him. More AoEs to dodge. If you're ranged, you can stay a bit away from the boss, because next up's gonna be slappies. He's gonna slap his left or right side. After these, of course, yeah, take the dots to the markers. If you can't make it to your assigned marker, just go anywhere on the lion. Alright, keep dodging. Now it's gonna be slappies. After it has gone off, dodge into it. Alright, get knocked back into a safe spot. If someone isn't knocked into a safe spot, you can save them by giving them an Isuna. He's gonna do 5 cone AoEs. Rotate with the boss. Whoops. I can see directions, I promise. Alright. Now we're getting ads. Once these reach the middle, you can start AoEing them down. They hurt quite a bit, so keep Opal alive. Also, you can start building Gorge for the next boss. Ton using the high ping cheats. Alright, all the ads are dead. You can return to single target. Keep dodging. Dodge, dodge, dodge. There's a slappy. Remember to dodge. Okay, we don't need to do it. That's nice, because it's a bit of a disgusting mechanic.
So again, I don't know your raid culture, and I thought I could just tell who whenever.
I'm sorry?
It's nothing.
Okay. Alright, for the next boss, we're gonna need 2 main tanks. We are gonna keep Opal. Does anyone else want to step up? Alright, Red Beam. As long as you're actually on a tank, you are our second main tank. Alright, let me just put the stuff into the chat. These are the most relevant ones. Yes, there is a physical excellence target, which is Arai.
Wait, Opal, that's not the right marker. I thought triangle is for physical boundary.
On EU, triangle is for main tank.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna change here anyway, because we have 1 and 2.
Fair enough.
So, it's complex, guys. That's complex. Markers are
Okay.
signs. We normally have ignore 1 and ignore 2 as our excellence targets.
Oh, okay, there we go. Ignore 1 is the physical.
Yeah. And we
target.
don't have a magic target, so we don't have an ignore 2.
Yeah.
Alright. As for what happens during this fight, the first phase is free. It's basically just all 4 bosses, they do 2 raid wides, and we AoE them down. The only risk here is that the duelist gets aggro and gets slapped, but I trust that our tanks will know how to prevent that. Then, in the next phase, we will be facing the bosses 2 at a time, which is also why we have 2 main tanks. Opal will be taking the the western boss, and Red Bean will be taking the eastern boss. We will tank it just like we did in the run before. I don't know if that's standard, I assume so, but that was nice, we'll do that again. Then, you as a healer will have noticed that you already sorted out Steel Sting and Spellforge. This is because in the next phase, the bosses will make themselves invulnerable to either physical or magical damage. You, of course, want to deal the opposite of what they're invulnerable to make sure that you can keep DPSing. The easiest way to make sure that anyone can easily keep DPSing is to pre-apply everyone with one of the buffs, either Steel Sting or Spellforge. That way, people will already be doing the opposite of the damage that they are normally doing, and if the buff is the wrong one, they can just click it off or use a macro to click it off when the time the fight rolls around that we know which one we need. This was a shit explanation, but basically give Steel Sting to all your casters and healers, and give Spellforge to all your tanks, melees and ranged before the fight. Then, if you're actually in the fight, make sure that everyone has the correct buff applied and clicks off the wrong buff. If you're the healer who has Steel Sting, for example, when Steel Sting is needed and you see that someone isn't clicking off their Spellforge, you can give that person another Steel Sting to override the Spellforge and solve the problem. There's a few roles that deal, a few jobs that deal both physical and magical damage. These will always need to have the correct buff applied. I have a macro somewhere that lists all of them, but I can't find it. There it is. These are the hybrid jobs. All of these will always need to have the correct buff applied. So for them, clicking off the wrong buff is not enough, or at least not optimal. So make sure if you have any of these jobs in your party, to make sure that they have the right buff applied. Then, as for what actually happens in this phase, it's gonna be bombs, just like a normal mode. There's gonna be bombs all over the arena, and you will need to go to either big ones or small ones, depending on if you yourself have a debuff or not. I'll be calling out go to big bombs, or small bombs if you have a debuff, or the opposite. Next up, because only bombs is too easy, you either need to go to the right bomb you need at the edge, or you need to get knocked there from the middle. If it's the edge pattern, that's easy. If it's a knockback pattern, you also need to watch out, because one side is going to be unsafe. You can see this in the second to last image in DRS chat. There's going to be the knight, and opposite of him, there's going to be an explosion at the wall. So you really don't want to be knocked into that direction. You generally want to just look out for where the knight is, and then make sure you don't get knocked opposite of where he is. Yes. Then, after we've taken care of that, we get the second big mechanic of that fight, which is wind and gravity puddles, as we call it on EU. Wind is a big green puddle, gravity is a big purple puddle. You want to go to gravity if you don't have a debuff, and you want to go to wind if you do have a debuff. Right after we've done that, you want to run middle, because there the knight is going to make 3 sides of the arena completely unsafe, and on the one safe side you need to be close to him or far away from him. And then that stuff loops until we finally clear the phase. There's also going to be dispels required here, so if you're a healer and you have dispel already equipped, say something in the yell chat please. I think that's a no. Is there any healer that is comfortable dropping their dispel now, so that we at least have one who already has it ready? And it's going to be our main dispeller. Alright, Tom, thank you. Dispels, just for everyone, are happening after every major mechanic, so it will happen after the bombs and then after the puddles. And the boss that needs to be dispelled is the warrior. But that's enough about that phase. We move on to the next phase, which is going to be the gunner and the soldier. For these ones, you may remember the 70s alliance raids. Also wiggle around a little bit, don't get AFK kicked. But basically, you're gonna get a circle around your character that has one open side. That open side protects you, and you want to face it towards the gunner when he's doing a big shot, and if you don't do that, you're gonna get stunned and gonna get a doomstack. Right after the gunner has done that, you need to turn your open side towards a turret, which is gonna be shooting from the side of the arena. There's gonna be turrets shooting from both the west and the east side, and they slightly overlap, so make sure that you're directly aligned with one of these turrets and just point your open sight towards it. At the same time as this is happening, there's going to be fire orbs that have spread around the arena, creating only one safe spot. I will call out where that safe spot is, and all you need to do is move there, and then in that safe spot, point your open sight first at the gunner, who's going to be standing in the middle of the arena, and then towards the turret at the side. Next up is the ads. There's going to be turrets spawning on D and B. They will do a tank buster, and then they will explode, meaning we need to kill them to make sure they don't enrage. Opal and Red, you will be tanking your own turrets, so make sure to pick up aggro of them. Lastly, the last phase has lots of jobs for everyone to do. Isn't that nice? I'll be assigning it the late night way, so all healers, even if you know DRS, please pay attention, because this is probably quite different from what you're doing. We have one healer assigned to one orb. You will not be taking two orbs, except for Ideally and Tiny Bean, who are solo healing. Basically, you each have a party letter, namely A, B, C, D, E, or F, and then you can pick if you are healer 1 or healer 2. Please communicate this with your co-heal. And then you have A1 and A2, as you can see on the last image in DRS Learning, which means healer 1 in party A will take A1, healer 2 in party A will take A2, and so on. Make sure you know where each party's reflect orbs are, and that you know which one you are covering. Please check it out. Also, you can just cover both orbs for your party, but basically just know that party A is responsible for the northern orbs, party B is responsible for the western orbs, and so on. If you don't sure which party you are, you can double check in your party or in Yell chat. Lastly, there's aura spheres. These are spawning in the north and the south, and they need to be tanked because they will do one tank buster and then they will randomly start one-shotting people. Do we have any tanks volunteering to take them? Just a sec, I'm answering party chat. Alright, Frey, you take north 1, Subaru, you take south 1, and yes, Waka, you can take north 2. I will explain what this means. So for the aura spheres, there's gonna be one spawning north, one spawning south. We need to kill them or they will start one-shotting people. If you're tanking one, you just want to provoke, make sure that you first in aggro, and then, even if it dies before the cast goes through, you will need to use your invuln. You will see that you are being targeted by having a red marker over your head, and that's also when you want to use the invuln. These aura spheres appear first at the start of the last phase, and then once again around halfway through the phase. So, if you are north 1, you take the northern orb in the first wave. If you are north 2, you take the northern orb in the second wave. So Waka, northern orb, second wave is yours. I guess I'll be covering south 2 myself. And then we have all of them covered. Alright, for healers, I basically only told you where to go, but not what to do. What you're doing is reflecting orbs. There's gonna be lots of small orbs appearing around the arena, and they are gonna do a magic AoE around them. What you want to do is pop a light curtain and just stand directly inside the AoE. Your light curtain will protect you, and instead reflect the damage back at the orb, one-shotting it. This is exactly what we want to happen, because if one of these orbs doesn't die, they will inflict everyone with the damage down. So all you need to do is be in your assigned spot, press your light curtain, and stand in the AoE. Just like aura spheres, this will happen once at the beginning of the phase, and then once again at the around halfway through the phase. Also, of course, there's bosses that we still need to kill. These are just going to be stationary, and they are going to have directional parry. But basically, once we've taken care of all the orbs and aura spheres, we want to turn our attention to the wards and kill them as soon as possible. Ready checks, please, or ask any questions you may have. A, B, C, D. Missing E and F. Missing E. Alright. Everyone is ready. Healers, please pre-apply Steel Sting and Spellforge. Opal, you can start a 30-second countdown, and healers should be able to finish with the Steel Stinging and Spellforging by the time we pull. That's not what I told you to do! It's fine. Alright, make sure to stack them up nicely so that we can all AoE them. We are probably skipping the next Great Rite. Yes, we are. Alright, make sure to take the warrior to the edge and then put the knight in the middle. Oh, they are tethered. Make sure to take... oh. Okay, the tank is not... Alright, we need Spellforge. Click off Steel Sting, apply Spellforge. Also, make sure that they are separated. We need them to be separated. Thank you. Alright, it's Sword Omen, so we will be going on the edge. Find the bomb you need to be on at the edge. We are going to be going to small bombs, big bombs if you have a debuff. Go to small bombs, big bombs if you have a debuff, be on the edge. If you drop first, go to where a bomb just exploded. Prepare to dispel the knight. And it's a right white. Next up is going to be the wind and gravity puddles. Go to wind, green, if you have a debuff, or gravity, purple, if you don't get one. They are big and obvious, so don't worry, you will know where to go. Go to wind if you have a debuff, gravity if you don't. Go to the middle, run middle. We are away on seaside. Get away from the knight on seaside. And back to the boss. Dispel the warrior. Dispel the warrior. Yeah, he's been dispelled. Perfect. Tank busters. HP is even, which is good. Alright, we still need Spellforge. If anyone died and got raised, reapply Spellforge. Finish off the warrior. Alright, we no longer need Steel Sting or Spellforge. You can override it if you want. Take the soldier to the edge. Yes. Perfect. Nothing's gonna happen for a while. There's gonna be some fireballs appearing, but don't worry, they won't explode yet. We'll have plenty of time before we need to worry about them. Alright, we are going to 2. We're going to 2. Go to 2 and point your open sight towards the gunner standing middle. point the open spot to the gunner in middle. Open spot to gunner. And now towards the turret at the side. Line yourself up with one and point towards it. Alright. Back to the buses. Tank busters. Soldier is a little bit behind. That's a breaker. More DPS on soldier. Next up are going to be the turrets. They are spawning on D and on B. So make sure to burst them down. The turrets have appeared. Make sure to inbound the sniper shot. And we've finished both of them off. Perfect. Return to the bosses. Gunner needs a lot more love. Everyone on Gunner. He is 15% behind. Alright, they're about even. You can return. Also keep moving. At the end of this cast, you need to keep moving. Casting does not count. Keep moving, keep moving. Yes. Don't finish the gunner. Do not finish the gunner. Soldier is at 10%. Alright, we can finish both bosses. Finish both bosses. Alright, healers, get to your reflect spots. If a healer is dead, make sure that someone is there to cover their stuff. Everyone else, get ready for aura spheres to the north and south. If you're tanking one of them, turn your tank stance on. Kill the aura spheres. And now go to kill the walls. Ah, I missed one off. That should be fine. Stop hitting for a second. Stop hitting for a second. They readjust the glowy sides. Now you can hit them again. I will cover southwest on the next one. Okay, get in position again. Aura spheres have spawned. Aura spheres have spawned. Okay, we missed one again. But it should be fine.
It's gotta be last roll, please.
Yeah. Use OB if you have it ready, but I don't think anyone has. That's unfortunate. Alright. I think everyone who was on the ground already got... No, there's... Okay, there's one person left on the ground. We will wait for them to be up before moving on. Also, sorry for whoever ripped aggro of me on the southern orb. I tried to cover the reflect, but then I lost aggro on it. But I think it was a tank who involved, so good job on that. We are moving on to Ghost. And yes, there are 2 chests. Don't forget either one. After Ghost, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, by the way. So if you're getting tired or want a snack... Oh well, if you're getting tired, please don't fall asleep. There we go. Alright. For this, party leads, please mark your white mages. We will most likely... I don't know if we're going to be skipping ad phase, but in case we don't, I'm going to assign white mages. I'm going to explain why in a second. Overall, this boss really is just normal mode. We're going to have to follow a donut, and then we're going to have to dodge from 3 to 4 or from 1 to 2 a couple of times, each time waiting for 3 pulses on the adjacent lane to happen. But basically, it's just wait for 3 pulses and then move over. I'll be calling out when we are moving, so don't move too early. Alright, I see 1, 2, 3, and then we have... let me see how many white mages we have overall. We have 5. Okay, who's not marked yet? Tiny Bean doesn't have a marker yet, I think. Tiny, if you could mark yourself with 4, that would be great. Yes, you got a 5. I don't find Tiny. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Alright. As you may have guessed, if you have already done DRS, there's ad phase, where there's going to be red ghosts you need to kill, and then there's white ghosts which need to be healed. The thing is, the easy job here is if you have a white mage, you can just press Benediction and take care of a ghost. The ghost, or the white ghosts, spawn in waves. In the first wave, there's just going to be a single one, and you guys will all heal that one manually. Then, in the second wave, there's going to be 2 ghosts. I would like White Mage number 1 to pick one first, press Benediction, and afterwards, White Mage number 2 gets to take the one left over and presses Benediction as well. In the third wave, there's going to be 3 ghosts, where first White Mage number 3 picks one, presses Benediction, then White Mage number 4 gets to choose the next one, and White Mage number 5 takes the leftover one and gives them a Benediction. And that's all. Ready checks, and go. Alright, I mean Tiny, you are no 4, by the way. I don't see you, so... Process. Oh yeah, also you are welcome to give your bets whether it's gonna be A safe or D safe, because that's gonna be the only 2 options at the start. If you're ranged, you can give your bet by just moving there. But you will still have to rush to the other side of the arena if it's wrong, by the way. You will have enough time for that, but just be aware you have to move quickly. We have A, B, C, D, E, and F ready. Start the countdown whenever you want, Opal, and everyone else turn off your tank stances.
D gambles.
Also, if you guess right, Lorianne is gonna give you 1 million. So, that's what they said, not myself. Yeah, okay.
Oh no, can't see specified.
Yo, 1 million in deception fragments, let's go.
1 million hero sims, let's go.
Alright, we'll start off with a baby raid wave, it doesn't really hurt anyone. And then we get to move to A or D.
No!
It's A! Everyone guessed wrong.
The tank now.
Alright. Keep moving with the donut. I should have said that. Sorry. Keep moving with the donut. Keep moving with the donut. Stop once you reach the marker. Alright, we go to 2. Go to 2. Go to 2. And we go back to 1. Make sure that you're not too close to 2. Be at max melee of the boss, otherwise you might get slapped. Get ready to move to 2. And move to 2. Move to 2.
Yes,
Yes,
gauge.
build some
Now
gauge.
gauge.
And move back to 1. Move back to 1. We are seeing a phase. Alright, DPS, pick any red ghosts. Healers, heal the white ghost normally. Alright, next up White Mage number 1, pick one Benediction. Afterwards, White Mage number 2, do the same. White Mage number 2. There we go. White Mage number 3, pick one. White Mage number 4, and White Mage number 5. One is left. It's at the... oh, heal it manually. It's northeast. Okay. And interrupt the boss and finish it off. Remember to build your gauge. Whatever. I hate this word. Traps ahead. There's traps. Traps, traps, traps. Don't blow yourself up. Even if other people are running ahead, don't be like them. Be smarter. Alright, someone swept the traps. We need perception for the next traps because we can't just blow them up. Yeah, if anyone is gonna blow up the next traps, then I am gonna call you dumb for trolling my run. But it seems no one did. Okay, there's traps here. Don't touch them, even if they look funny. Do not touch.
Do not the pink bacon angel.
Do not eat the angels.
Alright, it's time for a quick break. We'll be taking a 5-minute break. Be back at whichever time it is for you at 39 past. If you're in a half-hour time zone, sucks to be you. You'll have to figure out when to be back yourself. Also, if you want shell, line up at the east wall. People in the arena should not be shelled, because they are normally excellence memeing and we don't want to buff cull them. So if you don't want to have shells, step into the arena. If anyone pulls the boss, I will be mad. See you in 5.
I don't know.
Got poverty shell.
Bolt not only brought Swift to pop the 2 traps right after Phantom, but also brought Poverty Shell and put on all the people who stood in front of the purple line.
I just want to put it out there that I'm a Shell 1 lover. It has a better icon. So I respect anyone who brings Shell 1 instead of Shell 2.
Paul doesn't deserve respect.
Does actually look pretty much nicer than the other.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Please, it doesn't look nicer.
No one is physical battery, right?
There is.
I thought.
Yeah, I was also asking. Ignore one is physical battery, right?
Oh, like that. Yes. Yes. I thought
Okay.
you said no one. And I was like, huh? No.
Yeah, that's what I heard
besides
too.
one.
Ignore. But yeah, I'm gonna be dervish. I'm gonna be green my dervish. Wait a moment.
Alright. I will just repose the light map we saw. Although, I mean, it doesn't really matter. On this bus, they're pretty similar anyway. Alright,
Oh,
it's
run
1
break.
minute too early, but we can ready check. If anyone in your party is not back yet and you know that they have cleared before, that's fine, because I'll be starting with explanations anyway. And as long as I don't get AFK kicked, they can still do whatever they want, take a nap, as long as it's less than 10 minutes long. Is there no newbie in your party, Nymue? Also, does anyone know if Siri is new? Siri Battle. If no one knows their name, I will assume that they are new. Alright, A, C, F, and E are there. Wait, D as well. There's only D missing. Well, I'll do another ready check, and if they're not there, then I hope that they are not new, because I'm gonna start explanations anyway. I'm not on late night. I don't need to follow the rules. Alright, everyone is here anyway though, so that's good. Welcome to Avowed. Just like a normal mode, she is all about temperatures. Also, let me just quickly look for the markers. There they are. From here on out, raid wights will also start hurting a lot, so that's why one tank in each party should have Lost Ether Shield equipped. They want to use this at every raid wight. Raid wights are called Glory of Posture. You can keep an eye out for them, but I will also be calling out when they are happening. Then, the fight starts out with a tank buster. This is a stacked one, and because of that, we just make everyone who is a tank use a mitigation and go to the front of the boss whenever there's a tank buster to not have to worry about having too few tanks. Afterwards, she is going to do a basic dodge rotation of go away, go in front of her, or go behind her, which will tell us in which order she is going to do all of her hot and cold mechanics. I'm going to explain them in one order now, but just be aware that it might be a completely different order when we actually do the fight. The first one I'm going to explain is Staff Phase. During Staff Phase, you're going to get 1 temperature as always. Then, you will get a Forced March, which will forcefully move you into the direction your debuff arrow is pointing. And then she will drop 4 meteors in 4 corners of the arena. These will each have a different temperature, and you need to Forced March to the meteor that will even out your temperature. It's basically, I think about it like math. You may not like it, but that's how I'm going to explain it. For example, if you have 1 hot, that is like +1. And then there might be 1 cold meteor, which is like -1, and you need to arrive at 0. So if I have 1 hot, I want to Forced March into the 1 cold meteor to even out my temperature. And that's already it for Staff 1. Then, next up is Bow 1. For Bow 1, she is gonna start with a Tank Buster, so we once again need all of our tanks to go to the front of the boss and use a mitigation. There's also going to be a Forced March, which will forcefully move you into the direction which the arrow points in once again. This time, we need to use it to go to either D, purple, or B, yellow, depending on which side is safe, because all except 1 row of columns, or well, 1 column, is gonna be taken up by a firewall, which the ladder game is going to happen on. After the ladder game has spawned, you will get your temperature, and then she will spawn the actual ladder game and spawn some arrows which will move through it. The arrows will always take every turn they can, and you need to trace it for yourself to find out where the arrow you need to get hit by is arriving and to pre-position yourself there. If you're used to the pattern way and you've learned the patterns, I hope someone has brought a macro, because in EU we don't really do that, we just trace them. But anyone who has a macro, or well, if anyone wants to use the pattern way and wants to use a macro, please say so now, so we don't have like 10,000 macros in chat. If there's no one, you can just trace the path the arrow will take. Next up is Sword Phase. During Sword Phase, you make 3 clones of herself, and each of them will cleave about half the arena. There will always be 1 safe spot. The safe spot is gonna be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I will call out which one it is. From the safe spot, you can figure out where to go to even out your temperature. because you will, of course, as always, have the temperature and need to even it out. And then from the safe spot, any cardinal direction, so moving directly up, left, right, or down, is going to be safe. And you're always going to get hit by one sword with one temperature only. If you move diagonally, you're going to get hit by 2 swords, and that will always be an insta-kill. So, you need to figure out which side of the safe spot is cleaved by the right sword, which you need to get hit by to even out your temperature. They are gonna do this cleave once, and then they're gonna readjust positions, and they're gonna cleave again. So if you don't feel confident that you found the right spot on the first one, you can just wait in the safe spot and resolve your mechanic on the second try. Someone is muted, and your mic's picking up, by the way. After that, we're going to see each mechanic once again, but this time you don't only have a temperature, you also have a brand. This brand is basically just an additional modification to your temperature, meaning you always need to take it into account when seeing what you need to get hit by. For example, if your temperature is 1 hot, but your brand is also 1 hot, you in effect have 2 hot and need to get hit by 2 cold to even out your temperature completely. It seems like a lot, but just remember to always look at your brand as well and take it into account to figure out what to get hit by. She's also slightly gonna modify her mechanics. The second time we see Staff, she is not gonna give you a forced march. Instead, you're gonna get your temperature, your brand, and then there's going to be clones of her shooting line AoEs across the arena. This results in a pattern where only 1 square inside each meteor is safe. So what you need to do is figure out which meteor to get hit by, and then move to the 1 safe square in that meteor. If you're early and you have already resolved it and you see other people still searching, you can jump to indicate that you found the right square. Then, the next time she does the bow mechanic, this one I would argue is the hardest one in the whole fight, she's gonna spawn the ladder game. This time you don't get a forced march here. You will once again have the line AoEs. We can be either on 4 or 1 here, depending on which pattern it is, and then we need to sprint to either D or B to dodge the spawning ladder game. When the ladder game has spawned, you get your brand, your temperature, as well as a forced march. You will need to take your forced march into account, and you need to trace where you want to go, and end up 2 spaces away from that. Then your forced march will move you 2 spaces, which will hopefully then take you to the place where you need to be to get hit by the right arrow. It is quite quick, so feel free to drop DPS here. Just focus on surviving, because you need to remember that your forced march is going to move you 2 spaces, and there is no time to adjust afterwards. So your forced march needs to take you to where you need to be to even out your temperature, or you will die. After all that, there's going to be a raid bite and a tank buster, so just be ready for that. Lastly, the second time we see swords, it's gonna be the exact same except for the brand. It can happen that here you need to get hit by swords in both rounds when they are cleaving, so you need to be instantly ready to resolve it. Just be aware of that fact, and otherwise it's exactly the same as the first time. That was a lot of information. Don't worry, we are hopefully gonna make it through, but Katy Perry, or Trinity Avowed, is a lot of personal responsibility as a newbie. But I'm sure you're gonna make it. Ready checks, please. Alright, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Everyone is ready. Opal, you can start the countdown whenever you want. You can give yourself the triangle again, but you also don't really need it. Remember, we start out with a tank buster. So, if you're a tank, you can move to the front of the boss right at the beginning. Double check that one tank in your party has ether shield, and off we go. Next up is a right way. Ether shield, heal, mitigate. Alright, now we do the basic dodges. We're going to the front. Go to the front of the boss, can be on 3. Alright, and we go behind her. Next up is gonna be either away or behind. So if you're ranged, you can go away and behind. It's away. Melee's ping reach. Mind your ping. Melee's away. And next up is behind. So we can just stay where we are. Stay where we are. This also means we are starting out with bow phase. Alright, check your quick march. Tanks to the front. There's gonna be another tank buster. Use a mitigation. Check which way your forced march is taking you. Use your forced march to go to B, yellow. Forced march to B, yellow. Rescue anyone who dies in the flames and procs. Oh, there's no one left. Check your temperature. Find where you need to go and go there. Get ready for a right bite. Ether shield, heal, mitigate. Next up is gonna be the in front of the boss. She's facing the middle of the arena, so you can stack on the triangle. You can stack on the triangle. Alright, check your temperature, work out what you need to get hit by. I'll be calling up a safe spot soon. Safe spot is on 4. 2 will kill you. 2 is a death sentence. Next safe spot is 2. 4 is a death sentence this time. 2 is a safe spot. Right way, Ether shield, heal, mitigate. Sorry. Our next phase is star phase. Prepare to go away from her. Melees can breathe a little bit. Get away from her. Stop arising. No more arises. Please stop arising. Also, please don't use any LBs. Check your force march, check your temperature. Use your force march to go to the meteor you need to get hit by. Alright, you are free to arise again. There's a raid right upcoming though, so you may wait to mitigate that one first. Ether shield, heal, mitigate. Alright, next up is bow once again. Stand behind the 3 marker, south of the 3 marker. Boss is facing north. Can be on the triangle. Alright, we are either on 4 or on 1. Either the dark squares or the light squares are safe. Middle is always unsafe. We are gonna be on 4. Be on the dark squares, not in the middle. And we are running to D. Run to D, run to D. Alright, focus on the mechanics here. You get your temperature. Next up, you will get your brand. Then you will get your forced march. Work out what you need to get hit by, and use your forced march to take you to the correct
The
square.
nothing hour. Holy shit. Bullets.
Alright, get back
Oh,
to the
this is a
boss. There's gonna be a
tragedy.
raid fight. Afterwards, we are taking a tank buster against the wall. We're taking a tank buster against the wall. So tanks, be at the wall. Don't be at the wall if you're not a tank. Alright, we're going back to the middle. Be in front of her, she's facing middle, perfect. Stack on the triangle. I don't... If you have LB3s up, use them as soon as possible. We will not be holding. We will not be holding, we are burning. If you do get LB3 up, just use it instantly. Check your temperature. Check your brand. Stop LBing now. Stop LBing now. Oh, actually, we might finish her. Oh, okay. That was really good timing. Alright, that was perfect. We skipped the mechanic and we got almost all LBs off. Healers, pick someone who's on the ground, stand next to them, and raise them. Also for the LBs, if you're on the short stack party, I suppose... Freeze. Anyone who wants to take the mini trap, you can run to the back. For those of you doing this for the first time, we need people to take the mini trap to open up the path forward. I didn't see anyone running back yet, but Vathras, when you arrive, if you're the only one, just take it, and if there's someone already there, then once you arrive, they can all take it. There's no need to move back anymore, they will be popping the trap before you arrive.
But he coming. I'm just gonna grab it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're alone, then just grab it. Just don't step into like an explosion trap afterwards. In the meantime, I'm gonna post our pretty Minotaur resources. Nice, I see. Either that's a Lalafell or it's a mini on our way. Oh yeah, there they are. There's traps. There's traps ahead. Do not step forward if you're not... Oh. Well...
Hello?
Yeah, dodge the trap. I think Himbo would have deserved to stay dead for that one. But
Check
sadly...
chat.
Fine. I didn't read that. Oh, well, I did read it, but I didn't process what you were meaning.
Chose to ignore it.
Yeah, I'm not used to people doing that, okay? My EU brain can't handle it. Anyway, welcome to Minotaur. This boss is easy asterisk. The main boss doesn't really do anything, but then there's ad phase, which can go south quickly. So, during the main boss, there's not a lot happening. He's gonna do a tank buster, then there's gonna be a knockback, and then there's some dodges. Later on he does a raid fight, you need to stay away. Sometimes you get lightning and need to drop it at the edge, but it's all easy stuff. During the ad phase, however, the arena is going to be limited to 2 rings. You can already see it either in the image in DRS Learning or on the arena pattern, there's gonna be one inner ring and one outer ring that are going to be safe. The rest is gonna be covered by spicy, poisonous grape juice, which will kill you once you touch it. In addition to that, there's gonna be 4 small minotaurs spawning, and these will inflict doom or a doom stack with every auto attack. They will also speed up when they are too close to each other or too close to the middle. Because of that, we will assign 4 different tanks to kite them in a clockwise manner around the outer ring. For our DPS, you will all be starting towards the southern side and bursting the minotaur that is on 3, so that we can kill them as soon as possible. Do we have any volunteers who want to tank minotaurs? Speak up now or forever hold your peace. Alright, that's 3. Alright, I'm gonna give 1 to Subaru, 2 to Frey, 3 to Opalt, and 4 to Redbeam. Mark yourselves with these numbers, please. For the ones who volunteered first, do you feel confident or do you need backups? Alright. Also, since we are doing this EU style, I don't know how NA handles it, but we normally have separate trappers from the tankers. So, we will have
8 tanks? 8 tanks.
I mean, yeah. We normally have 8 tanks. Or we just make an excellence DPS do it.
Where?
Let me see. Where is my sheet? There we go. I'm gonna assign the trappers based on vibes. So, Linz, you are trapping from from 1 to 2. Waka, you are trapping from 2 to 3. I will say what this means later. Nessa, you are trapping from 3 to 4. And I'm gonna trap from 4 to 1 myself. So Linz 1 to 2, Waka 2 to 3, Nessa 3 to 4, if you could confirm that you know that you're doing that, Nessa, and then myself from 4 to 1. Yes, perfect. So as a trapper, you basically, first, there's going to be traps spawning at the start of ad phase. Basically the Minotaur spawn, then a short while later, they will cast Entrapment, and anywhere on the outer ring that isn't directly at a cardinal is going to flash orange. After that has happened, you want to pop Sprint, pop your Invuln, and dash from the number marker that you were assigned to the next one. So you start on the first number you say. And then you run clockwise and blow up all the traps that have spawned in your way to make it safe for everyone else to pass through. If you have a trapper tank in your party, if they are Dark Knight, make sure that you have a healer that is keeping an eye on them. And overall, if the tank does not have an antidote or a medikit, also make sure that a healer keeps an eye on them to give them an Isuna if they hit a poison trap. That's all there is to it, basically. Then, for the healers, you will also have more jobs, because you guys are gonna be spread around the inner ring. On the inner ring, there's gonna be fire orbs that are basically like Queen's Guard, where you pop a light curtain, stand next to it, and make it blow itself up. And earth orbs, which need to be dispelled and then hit once. Yeah, just make sure to stay away from fire if you don't have a light curtain active. And make sure to spread out around the ring a little bit, to make sure that all corners are covered and we don't have any of them blowing up. If you are a caster, you can also be on the inner ring to make it easier to reach the Minotaurs and to hit them. However, please consider that you need to stay away from the fire orbs as well. Don't kill yourself on the fire if you're on the inner ring. All other DPS, please be on the outside. You have free movement and you don't need to worry about that. Next up, the last thing that everyone in this phase needs to worry about is debuffs. There's 2 debuffs that look really similar. Which are going to be pushing you away from the boss or pulling you towards it. You will see either in the images in DRS chat or on the arena floor that there's slightly thicker parts of the ring. On the outer ring, these are at every cardinal and intercardinal. We call these alcoves, and you need to be on the inner part of an alcove if you have the push debuff, and you need to be on the outer part of the alcove if you have the pull debuff. If you're anywhere on the thin parts of the ring, you will die no matter what, because there's not enough space to resolve the push or pull. Then, as for what the debuffs look like, the push one looks like a small stick figure being pushed back, and the pull one looks like the boss is sucking in noodles. So, if you have noodles, go to the far side of the alcove. If you have the stick figure, go to the close side of the alcove. There's also going to be like a lightning ring, where you just need to be on any alcove on any side, and some AoEs where you just need to dodge them. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, ask them, otherwise we pull. They spawn basically at the start of ad phase. So what you can do is just go to your assigned marker. I think for you that was 2, yes. So when ad phase starts, you can just go to 2, and then you can wait there until the entrapment cast is complete. You will see it. There's gonna be like the orange bad thing, and then it's gonna flash, and once that has happened, you can pop sprint and invul and go. I will also call out when it happens. No, the traps are invisible. You don't know what you're hitting until you run into it. It will be either explosion or poison. If you have perception, you can reveal it beforehand to know what you're getting into, but it doesn't really matter. Just hope that a healer is paying attention to you. Yeah. I mean, just chill at 2, and then when I say trapper tanks go, sprint towards 3. And pop your invul. Alright, we have IMB. I didn't really check.
1.5.
Okay, this one.
A, B, C. Missing D. Ah, yeah, okay, wait a moment. Alright, only waiting on F. Also, if you're kiting a Minotaur, of course, have your tank stance on for that one.
Oh, they went offline.
Oh, so they decede. Or did they? Well, we'll give them a second to reconnect.
So disconnect, tell me back in Discord.
Ah, yeah. Alright. Then, as for your burst, if you are ranged or a caster, definitely hold your burst until the Minotaur spawn. If you're melee, I will leave the choice to you. You can burst the main Minotaur, or you can wait to burst the small Minotaur. I just always think it sucks, because you will lose a shit ton of uptime, because the first Minotaur dies so quickly. So, yeah, pick your poison. But generally the goal is to kill the first Minotaur as soon as possible.
Wiggle check.
Ah, yes, please wiggle. We
Wiggle
don't
wobble.
normally assign re-raises to give out. I would say we wait until Queen to give them a new one. Unless someone has like a useless action they can overslot right now. Don't forget to wiggle. Oh no. Maybe they also didn't load in yet, Himbo.
You know, it's been like 2 minutes.
Oof. You're allowed to sleep in like 20 minutes is ambitious, but half an hour. In half an hour you can sleep.
What about
Then on Discord, they're stuck floating.
Oh no.
I think. Yeah. DC. Yeah, it looks like the game is being an ass.
If they're not in UV and outside the arena, I would do Minotaur without them and have them rejoin us for Queen, but we will see.
Inside, but they're about.
I mean, then they're just gonna be dead on the floor. Okay, we redo ready checks. Oops. Alright, B is ready. A, B, C, D. Missing E. Alright, everyone's ready. Start the countdown whenever you want. Oh, halt. Whoops.
Don't go near graphic calculator.
That's ominous.
I mean, don't go near him or you may pull the boss.
Yeah. Alright, remember we start out with a tank buster. Find your knockback button and use knockback immunity. Dodge these. There's gonna be 3. Oh, keep dodging. Ooh. That's a lead pattern. Alright. Go to your assigned spot if you're a tank, everyone else goes south. Tanks, pick up your Minotaurs. Take your Minotaurs. Proper tanks, just wait for now. Alright, traps are spawning soon. Trapper tanks go now. Trapper tanks go. Your debuffs have gone out. Go to an alcove and resolve your debuff. Resolve your debuff. Oh.
Everyone's pick up.
Sorry, I missed the call to go to an alcove, but I think most of you did that. Dodge a little bit. And we only have 1 Minotaur left. The next debuff is going out. It will take a while before it resolves. So just check which one it is, but don't go to an alcove yet. Go to an alcove now. Alright, we are done. There's nothing to fear, just go back to the boss. Any tank can pick it up. There's a raid fight. Next up are gonna be lightnings, I believe.
Yeah. Drop them outside.
Drop them at the drop them at the side. This is not a reclear, so we're not PvPing. Next up is gonna be the big swing. He's gonna do a big point blank AoE. Max casting range is safe, any closer is not. Get away from the boss. go back middle, remember to build some Gorge. We're gonna get 2 more sets of lightning. Everyone who doesn't have lightning wants to stack middle. We wanna bait a proximity AoE in the middle of the arena. Alright, drop lightnings away. Everyone else be kind of middle. And get away from the proximity. Get away from the proximity. Do as I say, not as I do. Dodge the wax. Dodge, dodge. Oh my god. This is a shit pattern once again. Holy shit. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Remember to build resources, and then we just finish off the boss. Alright. Healers, once again, pick a target, stand close to them, and use your stack of Arise. Once you're done, the next healer takes over. Don't trigger the Queen cutscene. You can take the teleporter, but then please wait, because we want to raise people first before we trigger the cutscene.
Fair enough.
It's just because if a newbie is dead on the ground, we can't raise them while they're in the cutscene, and that's annoying.
Okay, stay behind this door. Oh no.
And yeah, this is basically the secret boss you only get to do in Savage. Because you do see the door in DR normal, but you can't get there. And if you don't kill this one, then you can't kill Queen because she has a buff and is unkillable. Everyone is up, by the way, so you can trigger the cutscene.
Let's go.
Oh, and there's someone standing there. Is that the DC? Nope, it's not. Okay. Oh, yeah, no. If the person reconnects, they're not gonna be dead because they weren't connected during the fight, so we can all jump. But by now they might be getting very close.
They reconnected halfway through the fight. They're gonna be dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, okay, then one healer at least, please stay.
I was just gonna stay here and sack them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's what
okay,
I'm
okay.
doing.
Okay, sorry. I didn't see that they reconnected during the fight briefly.
Looks like they're in an infinite loop where they kept getting DC'd while in the loading screen. It looks. I think it's a problem that some people had. It's just like it would never stop.
That really sucks. I mean, I guess if they're not back by the time the Queen explanations are done, we can tell them to give up. Or they can give up whenever they feel like it, because that sounds really shitty.
I think I've seen that happen to a couple people.
Gamer limbo.
But yeah, I saw that there were like at least 1 or 2 experienced healers staying back. You can just stay there for the entirety of Queen explanations because you know what's going on. And then we'll hopefully have them back before we pull. Alright, Cheche, do you feel up for calling together with me?
Yes.
Alright,
I think
perfect.
the ping has gone down a bit, so I can do it.
Alright. This means you guys are getting full old-style late-night callouts and we're not playing Battleship. I'm sorry, Nymue. I heard that today and I was like, what the fuck are they even on about? Alright, but starting with first things first. If you are a paladin or a gunbreaker, say something in yell chat if you want to main tank the boss. I would like to do the swaps actually. Opal, since this is supposed to be kind of Europe style. Sorry. Alright, so I will need 3 in total. Alright, I think I have 3 in total. I'm gonna make Subaru take the first one, Red Bean take the second one, and Opal can take the last one at least. When I'm not letting her take all 3 of them. Just mark yourself 1, 2, and 3. Because that's how we normally do it. Also, if you want to make it easier on shellers, you can stand at the east wall if you want shell, and if you don't want shell, please step into the arena. Alright, that looks good. Let me also bring up the markers. There they are. So, the first thing that happens here is just a raid ride as usual. Just like it Avowed, it hurts a lot, so make sure you have Ether Shield up. Then, the first big mechanic we get is what we call Easy Jab, which is a bit deceptive because it's not really easy. For this one, there is going to be half the arena covered in explosions, and then there's going to be 2 chess pieces moving into the arena and exploding in a plus shape. This means that 2 rows and 2 columns are going to be unsafe, and we basically need to find one of the safe columns and safe lines in the safe side of the arena. This is a bit messy to call out, so callouts might be a bit messy. If callouts are too messy to follow, you can just go where the plus is, that is myself, and it's hopefully gonna be a safe spot. If anyone with not a horrible ping who knows how to do this mechanic wants to mark themselves with a circle, feel free to do so. I would normally mark Cheche, but I don't want to do that to her with 500 ping. Then there's gonna be... Ah yes, thank you, Opal. Then there's gonna be a second part to the mechanic, which is just an attention check, where 2 columns are gonna be unsafe and we need to be in a safe one. After that, there's gonna be the first tank buster, where Subaru is gonna take 2 hits with his invuln, and then tank number 2, Red Beam, takes over. After that, we go into Super Chess, which is gonna be the main mechanic for most of you in this fight. The callouts for this are gonna be quite different to what you're used to, I assume. And they kind of work with all other strats, except the ones that tell you exactly where to go. So, I'm going to explain what's going to happen. At the start of Super Chess, there's going to be a safe spot, either on 4 or on 1. This is where you need to end up at the end of the mechanic. Late Night does what is called reverse path, where you look at your debuffs, which are going to have 1 with a long timer and 1 with a short timer, and they are each going to tell you to take a certain number of steps. For the reverse path method, you start on the safe spot, let's say 4 for this example, and then you check your longer timer debuff. You see how many steps it tells you to take, and you move away from the safe spot in accordance with how many steps you need to take. So if it says 4, you go 4 steps away on the safe spot. With this movement, you need to end up in a safe columns. Columns are A, B, middle, C, and D. And Cheche will be calling them out for you. Cheche, can you say something so they know who you are?
Hello, I am Cheche.
Yes, that is Cheche. I'm just gonna be saying A, B, C, D, or middle. And that's where you want to end your first movement. Then, you want to look at your shorter timer debuff. This one will once again tell you to take a certain amount of steps. Let's say it is 4 steps. So, you want to take 4 steps further, and this time you want to end up in a safe line. Lines are 1, 2, 3, 4, and middle, and I'll be calling out which ones are safe. You can pick any of the 3, and for the second movement, only the safe line matters, and for the first movement, only the safe column matters. So, to summarize, you start on the safe spot, you check your longer timer debuff, you move to a safe column, then you check your shorter timer debuff and move to a safe line. After the mechanic starts resolving, you of course retrace your steps one at a time, and hopefully are gonna end up back in the safe spot. If you made it, congrats. If you didn't make it, we're gonna get this exact same mechanic later on once again, and you get to try again. Alright, that's all there is to Super Chess. Hopefully it's gonna be easy. Right after we've done Super Chess, we are gonna get... I don't know actually. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a Raid White, and then we're gonna get the Lightning Orbs. Lightning Orbs are basically just big mean orbs that one-shot you if you are too close to them. They only do magic damage, however, so if you have a light curtain in your holster, you can just pop it and stand anywhere on the arena. This is the way we mostly handle it, so if you have a light curtain, just pop it when I say to use it, and you're gonna be safe. Be aware that a light curtain is a GCD action, so you need to drop a GCD to activate it, but that's generally still recommended. If you don't have any light curtains, you need to watch out where the lightning orbs are yourself, and make sure to not be too close to any of them. When this phase is happening, there are also dispels that need to happen on the boss. For this, can I have another dispel check? Can all healers that currently have dispel equipped say something in yell? Or that can equip dispel for that? Yes. Alright, perfect. The last part about this mechanic I forgot to mention is that when you reflect one of the lightning orbs, if enough people do it, it will create a lightning dome. you need to be in this dome to be safe from the next attack the queen is doing. So as soon as you see domes appearing, you can go into them. You don't need to have a light curtain active, domes are always going to be safe. And you really want to be inside one. So first pop your light curtain and then move to anywhere where there's a dome. After we've taken care of that, there's gonna be some mechanic vomit from Queen's Guard. It's all going to be mechanics you've seen before, but they're gonna be stacked on top of each other. First, half the arena is going to be unsafe once again. Then, in the safe half of the arena, there's going to be wind and gravity puddles, where you once again need to go to wind if you have a debuff, gravity if you don't, and the gunner is going to be standing northwest, where you need to point your open sight towards him first and then towards the turret. If you are struggling to see where northwest is, it is between the yellow markers, and the gunner spawns quite early, so before the mechanic even starts, you can make sure that you know where the gunner is, so that you know where to point your open sight. As for the order, just to make it clear, first, we will check which side of the arena is safe. In the safe side of the arena, you go to wind or to gravity, and while you are resolving wind and gravity, you point your open sight towards the gunner and then towards the turret. Right after this, there's a tank buster, and then the queen is going to disappear, and we will see the dashes. These are like a normal mode, except there's a small knockback added on the first dash, where we need to get knocked back in such a way that we don't get hit by a bomb that's exploding, nor by the queen cleave. And on the next one, there's going to be some real and fake clones, and we basically need to stand inside the fake clone's AoE to not get hit. The safe spot for that one might be really small, so make sure that you're standing exactly where other people are stacking up. After we've done that, there's enough time for one burst phase before we get the next super chess. After that super chess, there's just going to be another tank buster, and then we will stack up on either 3 or 2, because we're baiting the knight, who is once again going to do the soldier, no, the knight, doesn't matter. We're going to be baiting on 3 or on 2, and then there's going to be one of the chess pieces appearing, who makes 3 sides of the arena unsafe, and on the safe side we need to be either close or far away from him. Then there's just gonna be the turrets shooting at each other, which you may remember from normal mode. It's just line AoEs you need to dodge. And right after that, there's the second round of lightning orbs. So when the line AoEs from the turrets are still resolving, you need to know where your light curtain is and be ready to use it, because lightning orbs will appear. After that we will hopefully clear, but if we still see more, there's going to be the thick blue knockback line you will know from the normal, as well as bombs. So there, you need to get knocked to the bomb that you need to be on, and there might be fire or ice at the same time. If it's fire, you really you can't move. If it's ice, you need to keep moving. So be prepared for that to happen. Ready checks, please. I think that's all there is. Also, feel free to ask any questions you may have. Yes, the spells are going to be called out, but it's also really obvious, because... Oh, well, okay. First of all, when I say light curtain, prioritize light curtains. And then once these lightning orbs appear, that's also when dispels are happening. So when you have your light curtain active, you can start dispelling. We have A, B, C, D, E, and F ready. Yes, turn off your tank stance if you are not tanking. Turn on your tank stance if you are tanking. Subaru, do you have a countdown? If yes, you can start it. If not, I will ask Opal to do it for you. Perfect. Alright, make sure if you have it, use pots, use food. Do your best to DPS. I don't need to see 2 enrages in 1 week. You're gonna be fine.
Oh,
that wasn't early pull, but we're going anyway.
Tối nay ạ. No doubt like that, so...
Make sure you have aggro.
Fine, wait.
You can also stack with the group,
combo
it doesn't
shot.
really matter. Ether Shield here and mitigate this raid rate. Alright, Queen is going to jump towards the north, so if you want to move north of her, if you want to keep uptime. Next up is going to be easy chess.
Tại vì nó tạo sự kém 15 được không? Tạo sự kém 15 mà 11 trong bắt đầu mà nó có được 7 rồi dậy xong rồi.
Alright, we're moving towards north. We can be on B column at the back of where people are jumping. Basically where people are jumping. This is all safe. And then we will be in the B column. Just be completing the B column, middle is not safe. Middle is not safe. Yes, perfect. This is the tank cluster.
Okay.
Make sure that you use invul at the end of it, take 2 hits, and then the next tank takes one. Oh, that was a bit late on the invul. Okay. No. Okay, raid wide. Ether Shield here, mitigate. Next up is gonna be Super Chess. I'll be calling out the safe spot, Chat will tell you safe columns, and then I'll tell you safe lines. Safe spot is on 1.
Columns are A, middle, and D.
2, 3, and 4 are safe lines. 2, 3, and 4.
That should be that safe, not safe for those 4 points, right?
Remember to move to resolve the dealer. By the way, I don't think we had any Templar healers, but if we did, now is the point in time when you need to swap to your Divine Essence and start raising people. We want to get everyone off the ground, so if you are a healer and you have a rise left, please start arising anyone who's on the ground. Right wide, Ether Shield here and mitigate. Next up is the light curtain mechanic. Make sure you know where your light curtains are and you're ready to use it. You'll need it soon. Pop light curtains. Pop light curtains. We are reflecting on 2. Also start dispelling. There's a lighting up on 2. You can now move to 2. There's a dome. Move into any of the domes. Be in any dome. Perfect. Next up is the Queen's Guard mechanics. The gunner has spawned. You can already see him. He's between the 2 yellow markers where I am jumping. This is where you need to point your open sight later. Check if you have a tether. If you have a tether, you'll get a debuff and need to go to wind soon. Alright, we're going towards C. Go to wind if you have a debuff, gravity if you don't. Point your open sight to the gunner. Open sight to a turret. And return to the bus. There's a tank cluster next. Take 2 hits, and then Opal will take over. There's a burst phase coming up. Hold your DPS. Do not start bursting here. Green is going to disappear soon. Do not start the next burst phase. We want to stack middle, because that's easiest to resolve the next mechanic from. Alright, we're gonna get knocked. Get knocked to 1. Slightly to the right of 1 to be safe. Alright, next up. We can be in the small corner on 1 or in the back in the small corner on 4, but you need to be in the small area. In this small area. Perfect. Alright, start your burst. It's gonna be 1 raid ride during this. Ether shield, heal, mitigate. And then we get second super chess. Safe spot is on. Safe spot is on 4.
Safe columns are B, middle, and D. B, middle, and D.
1, middle, and 4 are safe lines. 1, middle,
safe.
and 4. If you have heal LBs ready and more than 2 people dead, you can use your heal LBs instantly. Everyone else stack up on 3. There's a tank to stack. Stay stacked on 3 please. We're gonna be baiting where the gunner is spawning soon. There's a Doom on Subaru. Please Asuna him. Asuna Subaru. Oh. Stack on 3. Stop the LBs. Do not LB right now. Do not LB. Arise Resa when you can. We are going to be away on the 1 safe side. Check which side is open and move there away. We go towards 3, away from the light. Dodge all of these. Dodge the line AoEs. Dodge all line AoEs. Use your light curtains. Pop a light curtain. Pop a light curtain. Re-reflect in the middle, right in the middle of the arena. Get into the dome. Dispels. There's 1 dispel left. 1 dispel left. Alright, all the spells have happened. Perfect. If you still have LV, you can use it now.
GG.
Alright. GG. Perfect. We can take a screenshot at the back if you all want to. But first we have to get everyone off the ground. Thanks all for joining, and congrats on the new servers. I think we should have enough arises left to get everyone up, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of newbies dead. So just arise whoever you see. Honestly, calling with 300 ping is a lot more chill than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You did fine.
Yeah, I imagine like stuff arrived slightly later than I would have been used to, but like from my side it felt fine.
So this definitely reminded me why we kind of swapped away from these callouts.
Yeah, it is a lot to process for people. Alright. I think someone's gonna die because I saw a Doom from Zac. Or not? Okay, no. Well, let's go take a screenshot. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed wacky late night callouts. I hope it didn't kill too many of you. For the newbies, if you join another run, please make sure to familiarize yourself with the materia or NA strats, because they are going to be slightly different.
Speaking of, there is a re-clear with the PF going up in about 7 minutes. It is going to be much faster and much more fast-paced than this. Also, the holster requirements are very different, but we will walk you through them if you would like to join. Since you have cleared, you are welcome to join. and come kill the bosses in 3 to 4 minutes with us.
And also, it's that guy's 500 log queen kill. Please come.